Okay, on this lecture, we're just going to go over 10 life lessons I believe every teen or young person should learn, and in some cases, some adults should learn because they were never taught this as a child or a teenager as they were coming of age for whatever reason. So this is basically just like just things people learn so they could be able to succeed in life and understand the world a little bit better and be ready for the world. So the first thing is health. Health is the ultimate wealth in life. A lot of people think just by having the $100 billion is everything, and then you see people that do have a lot of money end up destroying themselves. The ultimate wealth is having good health, taking care of your body, having a healthy body, being able to go for runs and walks without breathing devices, or just being able to walk. Also, having energy, not having to take several medications every day just to get through the day. Medication to wake up, medication when you go to sleep, medication while you eat, medication so you can eat. So yeah, the biggest thing is taking care of your body. So I believe that every young person, especially while they're in grade school, should be in a sport. Doesn't matter what sport it is. There's so many sports that children can play right now, and teenagers can get involved in. It helps. But also, if they don't have the money or the ability to play in the sports, they can just play in their neighborhood. Everybody can get into jogging, weightlifting, even calisthenics, where you if you don't have the weights, you don't have money, you still can exercise your body and take care of your body. But simply walking long distance or just walking for a long time, just walking around your neighborhood is an exercise that can be done. That's something being pushed. Recommend stay away from the quick screams for the appearance of health, which is being skinny. You have a lot of people taking Ozempic right now, and they do not know all the effects of Ozempic. Ozempic can cause a lot of issues, and it needs to be looked at a little bit better of what the causes of Ozempic. If you don't have the time, take the time to look at the dangers of Ozempic. But the main goal is being healthy, and what being healthy is just being. To me, I just call it being able to wake up, move without pain or need or something just to go through your daily life. And that also includes your mental health too. Mental health is real mental health problem is something you need to look at too as well. That needs to be taught to younger people as well. Taking care of your mental health, what you watch on TV, the music that you're listening to, the rap music today. Not all of it, but most of it that is promoted, that is heavily promoted, brings a negative vibe in, and that needs to be changed. The second thing, mastering your money. Basically, money management. This is something that everybody needs to understand. The biggest way I can explain this, everybody needs to understand that you are a business. In your life, you're a business. Everybody needs a place to stay, sleep, rest their head. You need to have food to eat. You want to go places, and it all takes money. Getting a job, working a job, and bringing the money home, using it to pay bills, and basically take care of yourself. In America, we are a capitalist country, so you are your own business. So I just suggest if you have a child that doesn't know what to do, it does not hurt for them. Just tell them to go to school just for a basic associates in business, accounting, or something business relates that teaches people how to manage money. Basically, what is income and what is an expense. For example, cars are expenses. Cars will always be expenses. And income is money that you have coming in from a job. And also what to do with the money, because you do have where people are earning income, but they don't know what to do with it. They do not know to save for an emergency fund. They don't understand the reason why you have to save. Easy way for a rainy day for it. Example, people as of right now, they're losing their jobs. Um, Due to the AI coming on, a lot of people that went in big tech were making big money, and now their job is gone. You would think, oh, they'd be okay. They were making $200,000 a year. They're fine. And come to find out, they're about to be evicted now because they were making $200,000 a year, but they were living a $400,000 lifestyle. So they have no emergency fund. They have a lot of credit card debt, a lot of loans with high interest on it, and that also ties into the student loan indentured service cycle. There are a lot of people that take out student loans and never pay them back, mainly because they don't know how to properly manage their bills, look at the compound interest. Don't expect the school or anybody else is. If you have gone to college, everybody should have the basic knowledge of how interest works on a loan. So you should be able to work out how much I would need to pay this loan back, and take a look at how much this job I'm going to college for will pay out. So if I'm going to school to be a grade school teacher and then they only make $35,000 a year, I'm taking on $120,000 loan with high interest on it. It would be very difficult to pay back. Maybe I need to look at another school or alternative or change my major. Um, Also, with just basic budgeting, to where is you know where your money is going. You know if you're going to be short at the beginning of the month when it comes to paying your bills. You know what bills are always coming. You know when they're coming, so you know what to do with your money. You know, if somebody calls you and say, "Hey, we're taking a vacation to Jamaica," you will know, no, I cannot do that because I have to pay. Well, my car insurance is coming up for renewal. I like to pay it in full, and so I'm using my money for that. And that way you don't get stuck and become dependent on the government. As recently with the government shutdown, we saw how many people were dependent on the government and actually complaining. They feel as though that the EBT is owed to them. Uh, I can see if you're elderly person, or a truly disabled person, that cannot work, an elderly person, disabled person, or a small child, 4 or 5 years old. I can see that, but not a parent with 4 to 5 infant children aging from 1 to 5 saying that they need it and it's for the children when it's really for her. Also, and also money management, understanding money actually leads to other things such as investment, how to invest, understanding how currency such as the dollar loses value in saving. So when you learn the basics of just budgeting your money, paying off bills, understanding what an expense income is, what a liability is, what an asset is, it leads you on to do things. So this is just the basics that everyone needs to know so they understand why their life is the way that it is and where things are going. Speaking of financial, it kind of goes into cars. A lot of young people need to understand that cars are, you have to be responsible when it comes to cars, not only with buying cars, but when you're driving a vehicle. Safe driving, no drinking and driving. If you're 17 years old, you should not be buying a Hellcat because it's a very fast vehicle, and a lot of people don't know you rip it up, get very fast. It is a lot of fun. However, coming to a quick stop, if you need to make a quick stop, it is very, very difficult. It can lead to you getting into the car accident, possibly harming yourself, your passengers in your vehicle, which can be consequences. And also, you can end up hurting other people by hitting other people with vehicles. Having a car is a very important responsibility, and a car needs to be driven safely and responsibly. And then the other thing that comes with a car is it needs to be understood that cars are a liability. It's basically a bill. Cars only go down in values. 99.99999% of cars go down in value, and they cost money. There's several things you have to pay for when it comes to cars, such as insurance. You have fuel and maintenance. You have repairs, and that's always is. And insurance is a big thing that people need to pay attention to because a lot of people are underinsured, which means they don't buy enough insurance. They buy the bare minimum and don't even understand what they bought in insurance. So when buying a car, you need to explain to young people you have to be responsible with it. You have to make sure that you are maintenance in it. You're fueling it properly. And going back to the maintenance, maintenance includes the proper tires, especially on things like SUVs. You just can't put any type of tires on it. You need to make sure it's the tires that were designed for it and can handle the weight load of the vehicle. And also properly repairing, knowing how much it's going to cost to repair, know if a mechanic is trying to overcharge you or if a mechanic's giving you a good deal. Also, knowing when not to repair a vehicle, such as if you have a vehicle and the transmission goes out, I would say get rid of that vehicle. Get rid of it. If it's an older vehicle, transmission is gone. It's time to just salvage it, trade it in. I know you don't have the money, but do not put a brand new transmission because the way vehicles are designed now, they're designed to fail. Once the transmission goes, the vehicle's gone. Okay. It's a big thing. A lot of people, biggest thing is people don't know that cars are depreciating value. People use them as a status symbol. But in today's society, being out of debt is a status symbol. People are what do you call it? They're faking. They're faking it by driving a fancy car when they really don't have it. They're just drowning in debt. You'll be surprised who it is, and it's not just talking down to people. It's just saying it's okay to drive a regular car and be regular in today's society. Don't be like the government, always in debt. Okay, the next thing is social skills. One of the biggest social skills I have is conflict resolution, especially a young man, being able to sit down and just talk to another man that you have an issue with or a conflict with to go through and resolve it um, without yelling or arguing. Just get to the root of the point. This is the issue I have. I don't like this. Why did you do that? Because a lot of times, simply just sitting and talking about something can clear up a situation very easy, and you'll find out a lot of things that was communicated about a situation. A lot of it wasn't true. A lot of it was exaggerated, especially if you hear from a third party, somebody else from the outside telling you that somebody else said something about you. Um, yeah, a lot of times it's bull because that person doesn't like them. They will spread things around, and you find like that it's exaggerated or that didn't even happen. They just really exaggerate it because you have some people that are mad at other people for something that they did not even do or was gracefully exaggerated. Or if two other people have issues, that doesn't become your issue. That is just the issue between those two people. They have a disagreement on philosophy, such as like, for example, I push America first. I am for the rebuilding of America, not against other people. If I was born in another country, I would be that country first. Each American citizen. When I say American first, I'm not talking about our government. I have issues with our government and what it does. But back to the topic of social intelligence, empathy after living in conflict revolution is something that needs to be not only taught to teenage adults, even older adults, very old adults. They do not have this. They do not have this. They go by what they think is right, and what they think it is what it is, and that's what it's going to be, and they'd be completely wrong. In some cases, it leads to other issues, but just the basic thing of just sitting actively listening to what somebody has to say, understanding you can't change their mind. You state your issue, and if y'all can't come to a basic solution to where y'all can work together, it's fine. I'll say the Southern way: you go your way, I go our way. We be well in life. There you go. Building relationships. We do have a relationship problem in this country. It's not because a lot of relationships are built upon lies. When you first meet someone, people want a person to like them, so they'll do anything. Men and women both. They put on a front, and then when the real person comes out, you find out that you are not compatible on it, and that can lead to other problems, such as if children are created during that relationship and the two adults in that situation find out that they can't stand each other, but now they have a child, and it can lead to spreading trauma to that child because of the disagreements through the relationships of it. And it also goes into what a lot of young people are taught by older people. Young men are taught to have sex with as many young women as possible, and the older men know that this can lead to poverty, pain, and suffering on that young man, because if he has several children around women they don't marry, those women will hate him and try to basically destroy and ruin his life. No matter what the young man does, it's never enough. But also, he will, in most cases, he won't properly be able to properly take care of those children, which will bring more anger and frustration on it. And a lot of times, the man is the one that takes the brunt of this, even though they don't deserve it. And the mother will also always act like she's the victim. And that just brings to the women's side too as well. A lot of young women need to be taught and reminded that they do not want to become a single mother. So the relationships they build with other people is very important. It doesn't actually have to be a relationship. See, how can I relationship where like marriage, just basic relationships and social people. We need to work better on that. But when it comes currently right now, we do have a high epidemic of children being born outside of wedlock. It is destroying our society. It breeds poverty. It breeds trauma. And it's a cycle that keeps repeating. And currently, right now, there are people right now that depend on the government to take care of them. They look for government to feed them, clothe them, house them, educate their children. The government tells them what's right, what's wrong. And some people like it. They want to be told because they don't want to become adults. And that's the one big thing that needs to push to young people that you are adult, you are responsible. You will hear that a lot. I'm not responsible this because of these conditions, some condition, and in some cases, right? Most cases, no. For young people, no. When you become adult after a certain age, it comes to where it's on you, where you were told the information, but you just chose to do something else, or you took a chance and it did not work out for it. But yeah, social interaction is a big thing that needs to be learned. Okay. Okay. Build. Toughness isn't an option. Yes, toughness is not. Life is hard. Life is hard. Okay, people need to understand that life is hard. Life will is going to challenge you until the day you die. There will always be a challenge. When you're first born, your challenges. You some people are they already know this from the day they're born. They're born into a challenging home. Their home life is very tough, stressful. Things going on that shouldn't. It is not Mary Poppins. It is a struggle. And a struggle, in some cases, kids are told their entire life that they're the reason for the struggle. And they had no control of it. Their parents are trash. Their parents are straight trash. So they learned at a rough age that trash, that life is hard. Life can be hard, but it doesn't always have to be hard. You just have to know that life is a mental and physical battle that you have to constantly work through. Being mentally tough is a requirement. You must toughen up, you must learn, you must pay attention and learn and continue to fight to get through every situation you have. Because even if you do have wealth and everything seems good, as you start to get older, your body will start to fail you, and then you will have the physical toughness of aging. Aging, getting old is not for weaklings. You have to be mentally tough as you age. In some cases, even your mind will start to fail you, and you have to be mentally tough to understand. Wait a minute, I need to step back here. I'm failing here, but I need to fight through this. For example, food addiction. Food addiction is something that's not talked about, but it is something that is real. What we call food, these mass produced, chemical, corporate made so called foods, have additives in it that are just addictive as drugs are. That's why you see some people that are overweight and need to actually lose weight, body fat. I wouldn't say weight. I would start change that to body fat. But also, it even if they're a thin person, if they're eating crap, it can cause high blood pressure and stuff like that. And they're not tough enough, mentally tough enough to say, no, I will not eat these Twinkies. No, I will not have this mocha lotto, extra sugar, extra caffeine, salt, cup of coffee because it's killing me. And it's a daily struggle because some days you may fail it, some days you may win on it. You may go months of winning, of eating properly, eating clean, as people say, but then you fail. But then you must notice, oh, I'm not supposed to be eating this. That's why I feel like crap today. Such as a person that's been drinking all night. I'll think, oh man, I'll never do that again. I didn't need to be mentally tough to tell people, oh, no, I'm not drinking anymore, and be able to stand on it. And it's a daily battle. Mental toughness on the job to get up to go to work today, even though your boss is setting you expectation or quotas that they know you can't fit. Like they basically want you to work 10 hours, do 10 hours worth of work in 7 hours, and that's not possible. That's why it's they call it 10 hours worth of work, but you got to get up and give it a shot, do the best you can. And if your boss lays you off from that, you know that you did your best, you know that you went to work, and it's just in you just to know it. But that's what the mental toughness. And also on the job, you have people say that if you're competing for a step up, such as a supervisor position, um, you need to be mentally tough enough to know when somebody screws you over so they can get the supervisor position, such as just tell the error that you made. They call you out in a meeting in public. they which will happen on the job because that person is trying to get a leg up, and instead of working hard, their goal is to diminish your value at the company. Uh, so yeah, mental toughness is a big thing. And last thing, just on the mental toughness, just once again, it's well, I said mental toughness, just toughness. Period. You just have to be ready for the life punch to come to you. Life punches come in many different ways. Just be ready for it and be ready to get back up when life knocks you down. You get up, it's gonna hit you again. Just keep getting back up. Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone did a good job. I think it was Rocky Five when he said that. It was a very great statement in life. Okay. Don't wait others to save you. There are some people that are very upset in life because they are like, well, nobody helped me. But especially men, nobody comes to help you. When it comes to men, nobody cares. When you come of age where you got a beard and stuff, no, like you're not a cute little kid no more. Yeah, you're on your own. You have to do it. You have to make sure that you develop skills and continue to develop skills to survive this world. Pay attention to what is going on, and also continue to move your life as the world changes. Because the world's gonna, as your life changes, the world's gonna be changing, and where you live can be changing. So you could have three things changing around you every day as the world turns. So you really need to make sure that you have the talent to survive in the changing world. Pay attention to what's going on. For example, a lot of people working in big tech, as I said earlier, lost their jobs when the AI come in. So now they must retool, find get okay. So what is working now? Okay, now I need to get back on it. So they might have took a punch, but don't worry, I'll figure out what is working, and then come back and get right back up on that horse and keep going. Especially if you want a family with kids, you have to do that, especially as a man. Um, Taking ownership, that means is you are responsible for your success, not your parents, not your friends, not your brother, cousin. It is you. A lot of people um, say I wasn't told this. I was told you got to get on there and look. Especially today, it's a lot of information. There's also a lot of disinformation on there. You have to know how to weed in the differences. But on the basics of a life, there's a lot of things said, like not having children out of wedlock, not far from poverty, not getting into drugs, staying out of jail, not getting into crime, keeping a good solid resume uh, of just going what I call positive goals, doing positive things. And even when people come to you with something, they go like, no, I'm not going that way. That can lead to this, and that. You can chat PT this. You can do a lot of things just to learn what steps I need to take. But then also you must go out and try, and you may fail, but fail fail can be different things. Where such as some cases you try to start your own business, people say you failed. No, the business just didn't do well, but I did actually learn this, and that about starting a business. Some people don't try because they're not willing to fail for it, and you learn from failure. I learned a lot of things from failure on it. And don't expect people to care about your failures. And when people just say you failed, you can sit and explain it. Some cases they won't even understand it because they never even tried. So that's just the biggest thing. Don't wait for others to save you. It is your job for you to save yourself, especially the government. The government is not here to save you. The government, especially politicians, are here to take care of themselves. Pay attention to that. The government will not save you. Okay, next up. Um, question everything. Question everything that you're being told about what's important, what you're supposed to do. Such as example, the holidays are fit to come up. Oh, I have to do this. I have to do. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not if you don't have it. I have to go. It's Christmas. I have to go shopping. I have to go buy presents and gifts and do all this. Well, the economy's not doing too well. Not if you finna burn it all on credit cards. No, you're not. I know you're being sold it. They have the marketing teams. They're gonna show you the pictures, the commercials about family, all that, just to get you to buy, buy, buy. Do it now. You have to do it. Take out that loan. Spend that money because that's our society. That's our society revolves around spending money. But also question that everything is recognizing biases, messages that are being spread, propaganda. Propaganda is a big thing that is being pushed now. What is healthy? What is not healthy? What is a man? What is a woman? This is a very simple thing, even though there's a lot of propaganda questioning that now. We'll find out 20 years from now it was all bull. Just way of pharmaceutical companies to run experiments on people. The difference between a man and a woman is simple, but you'll get propaganda against it. Also, propaganda on when very bad things happen in your country, political things. Also, social things, the politics behind it. If you don't agree with this, then you're this. No, I'm not. I just don't agree on that particular topic. And that kind of goes back into my question about social things. But also question everything, especially now, things that you see on video, things you hear on voice. Things can be edited, things can be changed, videos can be altered. And also pay attention to things that are done to other people. For instance, we just had the death of Charlie Kirk, and a lot of people said it was just some lone dude on a roof that shot. But if you look at the video, you'll see there's a lot of sketchy things. Let's just say his death is very sketchy. There's a lot of moving parts in that. But also with a certain thing that happened, a virus that went around. That's some sketchy things in that as well. Know what you put in your body. It goes back to the first thing of health is wealth. What is that vaccine? Was it produced in 1970? No, this came out in 2025. Okay, what is it for? Why do I need it now? I never got it. I'm fine. Question everything. Even question your parents. They only know what they've been told. Not to say that they're wrong, but just listen, take it in, break it down. Break it down, analyze it. If you don't know what analyze it is, you have to go, what is the issue? What are the facts about it? Analyze it and come to a conclusion about that situation. You can even look online. How do I break down the difference between propaganda and actually truth? How to research truth. There's things online that'll show you how to do that. And that's something that needs to be taught to younger people. How to break things down. Because sometimes young people just go with the crowd. Going with the crowd can get you in a lot of trouble. Or it can get you to persecuting people who don't deserve it. And the biggest thing, you have to learn how, as a person, either young person or older, breaking the cycle. Break all cycles of family, cycle of poverty, cycle of lack of proper education, not just getting a degree, but actually learning. Poverty is currently something that continues to go round. It's not only poverty of money, it's poverty of thought. And even poverty of money is mostly just being broke. That means you don't have nothing. It doesn't mean that you're actually poor. Poor is a way of thinking. A poor person is a person that cannot read or does not want to read, does not see value in education, true learning, understanding that money, how inflation works. Inflation is a tax that's put on the American people and even people around the world. Politicians would say that inflation tax is not a tax, but it is a true tax. They said they're cutting taxes, but they're raising inflation. It's just a backdoor tax on you. And that's why I just talk about breaking the cycles. The cycle of illegitimate children, abandoned children, abused children. What leads to that? Can we stop that? The cycle of trauma. It's a thing where just demonizing people, putting people down. That's just what we do in our culture. Yeah, but don't mean we got to continue to do it. Also, being tough enough to know just that, okay, that person is arguing, cracking jokes. Don't go back and forth with them. That's what they want. Just let them talk, ignore them, keep it moving. You keep moving. Also, look at your mindset. Look at other cultures. See what they do. Not to say their culture is better than yours, because something about their culture can be straight trash. In some culture, okay, I like that part. Because some cultures that people see as high and mighty, they hide a lot of stuff and they're told to hide it. But eventually it comes out. Eventually the person will break that and you'll see this. This happened, that happened. And you'll see that it's not good. But break the cycle of poverty. The biggest thing is poverty and lack of proper education. Or basically how to learn where to find information, proper information. Question everything. And that's just basically everything on this. That's just the goal. We just basically just need to do better in educating young people. I talk to younger people every day, and I find that they don't have a lot of knowledge on a lot of things, and it's pretty bad. It is pretty bad. Thank you.